With the Lucifer series supposedly finishing, if nothing new resurfaces from hell, that is, we decided to tell you all about the plethora of villains the series had to offer, some of which you expect to see on our list as one of the vilest villains, but also some that would not even cross your mind of being on the list, simply by how the series ended. Number 10. Amenadiel. What? Well, let's face it, in the first season Amenadiel was simply a jerk, a selfish person who somehow lost his way and needed some time to adjust. As time went on, his reasoning went from being understandable all the way to the fact that, yeah, hell needs a ruler. One of the major plot points we can take from the character, and something that is not okay with his deal with a human to kill Lucifer, presumably to send him back to hell on his behalf. A follower of direction without questions, Amenadiel was always cautious in his actions, with Lucifer representing the character from that gray area that even the first historical villain can change for the better, which Amenadiel does after realizing the wrong things he has done.
You sent your demon to seduce me and then kill me. Yeah.
Number 9. God. The Almighty also managed to find his way on our list because although Amenadiel's grand revelation, free will, and self-worth came into place, he pulled a pretty dirty move on his kids. As many people in the world, all who believe in God see him as this omnipotent being, one who has a set plan, every course of action leading to something. One of the crucial moments is when Ella's comfort in faith gets broken after the murder of Charlotte Richards, a time when God says nothing. Amenadiel punishes himself believing that it's God's will and that he deserves it, with almost all of Lucifer's problems stemming from God, who banished him to hell in the first place. And even though God was not an active part in many things, being a bystander is close to the real thing. Number 8. Mum the Goddess. In the grand scheme of things, the other partner of the Big Bang escapes from hell and decides to start a war against heaven. Pretty cool, right? Well, not exactly if you're the second season's antagonist. And even though her plan stayed the same, the things she's done along the way to achieve that plan were from being okay to a full-blown murder. You might have also forgotten that she almost blew up Chloe after Lucifer stood her up on a potential date. Ultimately, Mum did a good deed as she was gentle to the people on Earth and created her own universe to escape from everything that bothered her and continued her life as she liked it. The one thing we can't forgive, however, is her manipulation of her children.
I still don't understand why you're helping us. Bianca's your client.
I'm not the same woman I was when she hired me.
Number 7. Lucifer. You know what they say about the devil, both a protagonist of the series as well as an antagonist at some points. Throughout the series, we see Lucifer slowly but surely accepting the emotions he's feeling. However, along the way, he has had to do some horrible things to get to where the last season of the series left him. We can even justify his kill count, both to protect the ones he cared about, but also for his selfish reasons. Even Amenadiel was in danger when Uriel came down to Earth, so he should be thankful to live long enough to see Charlie be even born. Lucifer did a good job to justify things, good or bad. However, the thing is that most of the outcomes were to benefit him, which is a pretty selfish thing to do. His self-centered aspect of seeing things often puts him and those around him in danger, with the 4th season being his big revelation, changing for the better. Number 6. The SINNERMAN. Despite not exactly getting to say his upbringing, the SINNERMAN messed up with Lucifer's psychological state, which brought him to some dark places. And we should also remember that it was Pierce who said that this man was a close friend, something we can't take his word for at face value, but more on him later. And even though he was way above the others, when we take the psychotic side of things, an individual with no return, which can be seen in his eventual confrontation with Lucifer, which gives us all the things we wanted to know for a pretty long time. All in all, the SINNERMAN is an unapologetic character who was done right by him, as he would have never changed, with him doing everything all over again as soon as he got the chance. Number 5. Perry Smith. One of the dirtiest people in the series, Perry killed Chloe's father, John Decker, for doing his job and blackmailed Joe Fields to take the fall, promising him money for his daughter. As life happens for these kinds of people, Smith climbs to the status of a warden. His crimes are all on the serial and proxy murder side of things, which are closely connected to his deals with the Russian mob and the Chinese Alhambra triads. The justice system fails our protagonists mainly because of Mum Richards, which ultimately forces Dan and Maze to take matters into their own hands, and when all the dust has settled, we didn't feel bad about the corrupted Smith and his demise. Number 4. Uriel. Uriel has done some horrible things during his on-screen appearance, and we would highly recommend a couple of hundred sessions with Linda. His pride, much like Amenadiel, was his undoing. However, URIEL was determined and did not hesitate to get his hands dirty along the way of his quest of sending Mom back to her eternal torment. The main thing to know is that all of his actions were his own, no message from God, nothing, only rumors among the angels about Lucifer's task. Ranking him this high on the list is also the fact that he was willing to kill Chloe and later Maze, everything to get Mom back to hell. URIEL knew how much Lucifer cared for Chloe and was soon ready to see Chloe die with her, not having a word about her fate. Number 3. Malcolm Graham. Right from the start, we thought, oh hey, there's the shady and douchey guy of the series, Dan. And we've been mistaken for so long. Malcolm entered the scene, and we saw that we were wrong for so long. Not only that, but he's so much worse. Given a second chance by Amenadiel, Malcolm does not think twice about continuing where he left off, with the scumbag not bothering an inch about his reformation, just like what Charlotte did. His time in hell didn't change him a bit. He continued with his nasty ways of doing things, going all the way to cheat death and the devil himself, a person who truly deserves to spend a whole eternity in hell. Number 2. Father KINLEY. We're sure that all of you had a share of good intentions gone wrong, right? Well, this is a prime example of that in the series. Father KINLEY manipulated Chloe for so long that Lucifer is indeed the root of all evil, with him planning to send Lucifer back to hell. The thing is that he even believed that he was going to do the right things, driven by the motion, despite us knowing well enough that he has more than just 2 confirmed deaths on his hands. KINLEY was ready to ascend to heaven, however, his little part of feeling guilty delivered him to Lucifer's doorstep down under. Number 1. CAIN Marcus Pierce. You thought we forgot, didn't you? The great thing about the entire series is the fact that everyone who can be considered a villain or an antagonist more often than not is multifaceted, and that's why the number 1 spot on our list goes to the original murderer, Marcus Pierce. He wasn't presented as an evil being, but rather an immortal who saw it too painful to connect with people just to watch them die. As it turned out, he was running a massive crime syndicate under the guise of the SINNERMAN. He murdered Charlotte Richards in an attempt to murder Amenadiel, with him even trying his luck against Chloe and Lucifer. The main difference between Lucifer and CAIN, as we came to know him, was that despite the two being self-centered characters, CAIN never even tried to change, just continued on, and at the end, we even came to learn that he didn't even want to change. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below what are your thoughts on the list. Do you think we missed someone you thought was supposed to be here? And out of all villains, who would you say was the favorite and why? But also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.